Hello my friends, it's Christmas Eve and we're getting ready for a Christmas Eve shave using a kind of not as often heard from Prix de Provence soap. And it's just Prix de Provence. I don't know what the fragrance is, but it's every bit as good a soap as the 63, which I have here. And we also have a mess of it still in our collector. So I figured probably couldn't hurt to add the same kind of soap to the soap, so that's what we're going to do. Our razor today is a very highly rated or well regarded, this is a 1960 Gillette Fat Boy. It happens to be my birthday razor, 1960 fourth quarter. So we're going to be using that with, this is a Wizamet blade, which are my favorites. See it today on the Safety Cat Studios YouTube channel. Merry Christmas Eve, my friends. Today's shave, as I mentioned, was a Prix de Provence. Pretty much all of that is now in the accumulator. So I just added Prix de Provence, whatever the yellow one is, with my 63, and we're using our Fat Boys 1960 fourth quarter with a Wizamet blade. This stuff whips up. This soap, of course, does a wonderful job. Christmas Eve, I wouldn't have the one Christmas themed soap. I'll probably use it then the day after Christmas, the 26th. My last shave as a 63-year-old. Although when you get to my age, one more year doesn't make a whole lot of difference. These Fat Boys are a wonderful adjustable razor. For some reason it's adjusted down a little bit right now. Let's bring it back up to 3. This is so good that even the little turn past detent works. It locks the blade in real good. I've seen fellas asking questions about good entry-level DE razors. If you can get a Fat Boy, you can do a whole lot worse. They're kind of sought after, but even at market value, or what you can find them on eBay for, you can still get one for somewhat less than a modern production razor. Get one in pretty good shape. They're terrific performers. Give you a really good shave and won't break the bank. So you got kind of a historical razor, or one of the historical significance. I noticed my last couple shaves, right there where the hair changes direction, I've been leaving myself a little ragged, so I'm gonna get a couple extra passes here to knock that down. When I first started picking up DEs, I picked up several. At the time, must have been pretty early on the traditional razor kind of a fad. There were a lot of them available, and they weren't as expensive as they are now. But they're still available. You can still find them. You find them in the wild sometimes, like at antique stores or flea markets. I have a pretty nice Aristocrat that I picked up at a flea market for $3. I cleaned it up, and it's a honey. A little bit more aggressive than, say, when you adjust a Fat Boy Down or a Tech. But they're pretty good razors. And worthy of grabbing when you get a chance. Learn to read the date codes on these things and you'll be all set. Did I get myself? Maybe a little follicle set a little proud down here. We started our second round of cancer infusions yesterday. This time around, my wife's sensitivity to cold is markedly worse. Yesterday she had to wear gloves to handle her silverware at dinner. It was just that bad. She says it feels like if you ever had to scrape your windshield, like by surprise in the wintertime, you didn't have gloves, and it starts to kind of sting and hurt. That's what it feels like, she says. And just things like the refrigerator door, stuff that would be for you or I room temperature, for her is unbearable right now. My friend Bruce says it's some ingredients in the chemo infusion that cause that. If it gets too bad, we should tell the oncologist about it. There's a kind of a wrestling match internally for me. Do we want to maximize the effectiveness of the therapy? Obviously, we'll want to do that, but I don't want also empathize with the misery that my wife is going through, and so I have to temper what I say and how I deal with the medications with those feelings that I have them. It's not an easy thing. There's a lot of thought given to the mental well-being of a person undergoing chemotherapy, but the caregiver also has to think about your own mind sometimes.